What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome to my breakdown of the Attuned Azura banner. We do have Mozu and she's finally in the game. She has been one of the long awaited units for many people and they definitely do her justice by giving her a preferred weapon. So as we can see, she is going to be giving out the special charges status to her allies. So she has got Forager Naginata, which is going to be giving her minus in special cooldown, and at start of turn if her HP is at or above 25%, then she's able to give the +6 defense and resistance buff and the special charges status to herself and the allies in 3 spaces. So this having better range is going to be really good for many of the Gale Force teams because you're going to be freeing up your units from running Heavy Blade or Flashing Blade, which is actually a good thing. And as we have seen with Na and Young Minerva, this kind of special charges status is really good for the Gale Force teams. I've used Young Minerva quite a lot and also Na, so if you're going to be getting Mozu, then she can easily be used on the Gale Force teams, and this special charges status is also going to be helping her loop godlike reflexes. She is going to be having the minus in special cooldown, so she can easily do that, and then she's able to get +5 to all of her stats in the combat, and gets additional +X to all of these stats, depending on the number of allies in 3 spaces, multiplied by 3 and then added by 1. And this is going to be max 10. But if she's going to be near any kind of Divine Vein or Tree Tile, then this is going to be getting counted as max 10. So it's pretty easy for her to get max 15 to all of her stats and function as a Omni Tank. And then she has got the flat damage reduction based on X. So this kind of flat damage reduction again is going to be helping with the tanking. And like I said before, she can run godlike reflexes, so that is going to be more unpierceable damage reduction. And then she also heals up X HP whenever she deals damage in the combat. So again, this is going to be taking X into the account, and getting the in-combat healing is also pretty good. Not the most insane Omni tank with the flat damage reduction because we do have Attuned Sita and also Emblem Ike who just have insane flat damage reduction. But still, if you're a big Mozu fan, then this is going to be a win for you as she can function in different roles. And she is going to be having Bonfire as her special, and she can easily get +6 to all of her stats with her weapon and the Slotsy skill. And she does come with a tier 4 Bulwark skill and attack speed Bulwark. So this is going to be going well with the flat damage reduction. Having any kind of pierceable damage reduction is going to be good because it is going to be getting counted first, and then the flat damage reduction is going to be applied there. So the super obstruct effect of Bulwark can definitely be helpful if you're trying to tank. And there are definitely other options you can run, any of the damage reduction skills. And you can even run Wings of Mercy 4 or 3 if you're going to be using her on a Gale Force team. And if you use her with the attuned Wings of Mercy skill, then she can even run the tempo skill and easily trigger Gale Force. So overall, she's a pretty decent unit and I'm actually happy for the Mozu fans. I believe she does have the trainee BST if I didn't mess up the stats. So that is going to be good if you're going to be plus merging her, because that can help you get better scoring in arena. And she does have pretty high defense at base 41. So she can certainly function as a tank, she can function as a Gale Force unit. And then we've got Yukimura as a colorless dagger cavalier. He's a mechanist, so it does make sense. And he's also a pretty nice unit, giving you the damage reduction, piercing support. So he's going to be having this weapon, which has got a pretty hard to pronounce name, so I'm not going to be doing that. This does give him minus in special cooldown, and he's able to give out +4 attack, defense, and resistance, and also 30% damage reduction piercing to allies in 7 rows and 7 columns centered on him in the combat. So that's a huge range, and being able to get that damage reduction piercing is certainly really good. It's not as good as Ledger Camilla and her status effect, but still the range of this skill is actually pretty big, so you can just passively get that damage reduction piercing, and this is going to be stacking multiplicatively if you already have some kind of damage reduction piercing like physical null follow-up or magical null follow-up. And at start of combat, if his HP is at or above 25%, then he's able to debuff the foe's attack and defense in combat equal to number of allies in 7 rows and 7 columns centered on him times 3 added by 6. So this can go up to max 15, and he also has 50% damage reduction piercing himself, and he also gets special cooldown charge +1 on both foes' attacks and the enemy's attacks. So this is going to be enabling him to trigger the specials easily, but he doesn't really have a guaranteed follow-up attack and he's going to be pretty slow, so I kind of wish that he got that. And then he has got Iceberg, Fire Flood boost 3, and also Sabotage attack defense 3. So good to have this skill in the normal summon pool, but kind of wish that they gave us some other boost skill Earth Fire boost would have been really good. So Yukimura is basically going to be stacking up a lot of resistance and supporting her allies. He can easily run the ploy skill as well to debuff the enemies even more. And the 7 rows and 7 column damage reduction piercing is going to be the main reason why you're going to be using him. So overall, he's a decent support unit, but nothing really too insane. But he is certainly unique because not a lot of units can give out the damage reduction piercing support. And then we've got Hayato. So he's going to be the 4-star focus unit of this banner, and he's a red infantry mage. And red mages don't really get a lot of good like inheritable weapons, but this is going to be one of them. So it is Lantern plus weapon, which is kind of similar to Kadean Soren. So this is going to be giving you the special charges status and also the unhindered movement status for 1 turn. So you're going to be able to get past the tree tiles. And for the red mage cavaliers, this is going to be really good to get over the trench tiles. And then you're able to get +5 attack and resistance in combat. He does have Moonbow as a special. His inheritable skills are not the greatest, but still, Wind Sweep is nice to have. And he is mainly going to be stacking up his attack and speed with that base 43 attack and base 45 speed. He doesn't really have too high for resistance, definitely uses more points in defense, so he's not going to be able to ploy enemies that much. But yeah, if you like him, then you can invest in him. Maybe you can get Arcane Red Tome this year. Another Arcane Red Tome is going to be nice. Nabata Beacon Plus and also Pumpkin Stem Plus are some of the decent inheritable red tomes that we have got, and this is definitely going to be joining the ranks of that. And the final unit and the star of the banner is definitely going to be Attuned Azura. So she's an Axe Cavalier, and she's going to be dancing up the allies as per usual. She can warp with her Attune skill, and she has got Tri-Path Splitter as her preferred weapon. This is a 16 might axe, giving her Canto Distant +1, which is really good because after warping, you're able to get Canto 4 essentially, and then you're able to retreat. So this is going to be really good on a unit with Wings of Mercy. And then she does get the +3 speed out of this. And assertive turn, if she's within 2 spaces of an ally, then she's able to give herself and the allies in 2 spaces the +6 attack and speed buff, the null follow-up status, and also the null panic status. And offensively, this weapon doesn't really do too much. You're going to be able to get +5 to all of these stats, and that is pretty much it. So this is going to be more of a supportive weapon, and if you're going to be using her as a Gale Force unit, then Arcane 3-Ma is definitely something you can run because the full tempo effect is going to be helping Azura herself to Gale Force. And Null Follow-Up and Null Panic are not the most insane status effects, but still, they are good to have, but you can always trade them away for the tempo effect with Arcane 3-Ma. And then she's got Changing Waters as a preferred dance. So this is going to be refreshing an ally, and it is going to be giving them +1 movement, just like Legendary Azura, but this is also going to be for the armor units and also for the cavalry units, except for the range cavalry units. And this also gives the Insider status to the target and the allies in 2 spaces of the target. So Insider status is going to be giving you extra stats depending on the clash condition. So we have seen that before with Inside Attack Speed. So this is a decent status effect to get, especially on a player phase unit. And she gives out to multiple units at the same time, so that's even better. And then she's got Firestorm Boost 3 as the slotty skill. And then she also has Attack Defense Cantrip, so the tier 4 version of this skill is going to be inflicting -7 attack and defense debuff and the Sabotage status on the foes in the cardinal direction of unit and target through their next actions. So the Sabotage status is good, but the range of this skill is not really all that good, and this is going to be facing competition from stuff like Rock Slide Dance and Firestorm Dance, which you can just run instead in the slot B and provide support. So I don't really like the cantrip skills too much, honestly. The tier 4 version doesn't really do much. And then she's got Crossbar Attack and Mercy Wing Echo. So this is going to be Wings of Mercy 3 essentially, and this is going to be helping a lot of your Gale Force teams because you're able to run other skills like Physical Null Follow-Up, Magical Null Follow-Up, Tempo 4 skills, and just a lot of other things like the pre-combat damage skills, and run that instead of running Wings of Mercy in the slot B. So for the Gale Force players, this is definitely going to be a pretty important attune skill, but this cannot really be run on the units that have preferred dance or any kind of preferred skill, so you'll have to watch out for that, and that is going to be sucking a bit. But on a lot of the follow-up units in a Gale Force team, this is going to be a pretty nice attune skill. So overall, I do like this, but I kind of wish that we had got Wings of Mercy Sacred Seal so that everyone could get it, but I don't think that's going to be happening now because this is going to be the attuned skill. So Azura is going to be functioning as an attuned unit, giving you this fodder without vanishing from your barracks, and she is a pretty nice supportive dancer, and she can definitely function in a Gale Force team as well. So being an Axe Cavalier, she is going to be unique as a dancer, and look at that, she's able to canto for 4 spaces after warping. So canto distant traveled is actually really good, and then she can also give the insighted status. There we're going to be seeing her in the action where she's just going to be taking out note. So she does have pretty good attack stat at base 45 for a dancer, and also base 46 speed. So she can definitely function offensively, but this is that her weapon doesn't really give her too much. And then we have got Candace as the Grantor Battle unit. So she's one of the capturable bosses in Fates, and she is in the Midori's Paralog. So she's probably going to be an infantry archer, probably going to be red infantry, I think, if I had to pick a color. And this is definitely a more skippable banner, but that's all nice because we don't really need every single banner to have insane power creep. So if you're trying to skip this banner, then you can definitely do that, as the next banner we're going to be getting in the next month is going to be Fallen Banner. And at the end of this month, we're also going to be getting a mythic hero, probably a dark mythic if I had to guess. So those banners could be something you can look forward to. You can click the link on the screen right now to check out my breakdown of the weaponry finds of this month. And make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because YouTube sub boxes are about as functional as ranged cavalry units getting +1 movement from Azura. So that's it, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.